Forget what everyone's saying.
You're in the tabloids this week.
Yeah, I got to read that on the air, too. It's funny, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I
said, whoa, what's this? I had to sit down and read that right.
It was the same stupid junk I say on the air, except all twisted around.
Right, like somebody else was saying this about you.
Yeah. It was that I was unpopular in high school and that I was a gunky, gawky guy.
The what? Did anybody call you gunky?
I told you that the one guy who did was this guy Scott Possessor for about a year, and he's the guy who did the interview and probably just wants to be famous and hear his name.
I was going to say gunky. I never heard that before.
Yeah, because he called me that because we'd give each. He was the biggest gunk around. I mean, he was as gunky as they come. This guy was a total loser. I mean, And did you see he calls himself when he was in high school? He was a hippie and he was a cool guy.
Right.
This was no cool guy.
He talks about some guy beating you up.
No.
And then you offering him a joint?
He's probably just trying to get himself in the, he wants to be interviewed. But he knows less about me than Fred. I mean,
that was the one story that he had, and I was like, this doesn't sound familiar at all.
It was a total lie.
Okay.
Because you know what it is? People who went to high school and stuff, he wouldn't even know what I was up to. The guy hung out with me a couple of times.
Uh-huh.
And anything that they had in the store was stuff I've always told you on the air.
Right, but the other thing I took issue with was he said you weren't even a good card player.
That was me on the air saying that. That's from my book, Miss.
Someone told me that Omar cold-cocked his girlfriend.
No. And that's not on tape?
Oh, it probably is.
Oh, I hope so.
Did they get it on the backstage tapes?
I think they might have missed that.
Well, half the people in the green room were all looking for coke. I know that.
Yeah. And half of them found it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sitting in the makeup room, and all of a sudden this real strong scent of marijuana comes in.
Marijuana, nothing.
I tell you, people started singing Hosanna.
Marijuana was maybe the...
That was the start of the evening.
That was the start of the evening.
They were getting into the heavier stuff.
I got to tell you something. There was one point I was out looking for coke, and I don't even do it because I had to get some of the guests hopped up.
That stuff makes for weird couples too.
Yeah, I know, man. As soon as obviously we can't mention any names.
Right.
And by the way, I'm not even throwing. Omar was not doing any drugs, so because Omar's on like a natural high. But it was kind of weird. At one point, one of the guests came up and needed some drugs. So, and I was like all for it. So, unlike Nancy Reagan, I was like, yes, please, let me go see if I can dig something up for you, because I think it makes for better television when the guests are all drugged out. So, so I spent about you didn't see me for about a good hour before the show because I was busy hunting down drugs. And I haven't done them in a while, so I didn't even know where to score.
Yeah.
I'm like standing out in the street trying to score from listeners. I was yelling at Gary, what did I say to you?
You pulled me into your office.
And don't say any names who I was getting it for.
You pulled me into your office and you said, try to find some drugs for certain people because, and I
The Howard Stern Show.
Yeah, baby. Here I am having sex with a headless body. Yeah. See, you can't see what's going on in the studio while I'm doing the show. A lot of people want to know what I'm up to. That's why it's radio. You don't want to know what's going on. Who was that? Tool? Yeah. Sucked. Don't play that anymore, all right? I hate that. It's wimpy.
Talk about
sounds like fake music.
Generous gift.
See, when my kids grow up, they're not. I know every secret there is. I know exactly what's going on. They're not going to get one by me, I'll tell you that. It's like one day I caught my kid trying to sneak out with this wig that I bought for Halloween and stuff. I go, where's the wig? I see what your kids are up to. I know, I would have done the same thing. I've done the same thing. Give that back here.